When you think of a cement company, you imagine giant factories, grey dust, big bags, and endless trucks. But what if the truth is the exact opposite? The most profitable cement companies don't behave like manufacturers at all. They lend money like banks to their dealers, move goods like logistic companies to protect margins, and sell cement bags like FMCG brands, fighting for shelf space, speed, and trust. This is the real game of cements. And once you see it, you will never look at the industry the same way again. 11 lakh crores. That's how much India is about to spend on infrastructure. Highways, bridges, airports, and everything. The biggest raw material needed for these are cement bags. You would think with all that spending means these big infra projects and real estate giants buy most of the cement bags, right? But what if I told you they don't? Even with all that mega spending, they barely account for 20 to 25% of all cement sold. The rest, a massive 70 to 80%, comes from people like you and me, small contractors, local masons, families building one floor, one room, one wall at a time. India has around 320 to 350 million households, and every year about 8 to 10% of them need cement. That's roughly around 30 to 35 million homes using 10 tons each. And it adds up to 300 to 350 million tons a year. So here's a real question. If we consume 80% of the cement sales, how do we actually buy it? How is it priced? And why do we choose one brand when every other brand literally sells the same product? Designed to your house, to the brand of cement you buy. You might think you are the one making the decision. But the truth is, you are being influenced at every step. Here's how the chain really works. Cement companies operate like FMCG players. They partner with every local Kirana style like dealer around you. Those dealers work as distributors for local contractors. The company that gives the lowest price and the longest credit cycle becomes the one whose bags get pushed the hardest. Those distributors convince local contractors, and those contractors convince you. Sir, this is one of the strongest cements in the market. But what's really happening is they're repeating the exact same pitch a distributor is given to them. Who is chasing margins, not strength? So in reality, the manufacturer plays the role of a bank, offering credit instead of cash, while distributors behave like local kiranas deciding which brand reaches your home. And we, the end consumers, simply buy what's been pre-decided for us. But that brings us to a bigger question. If these companies have such long credit cycles, how are they still making so much of profit? Cement companies don't operate like normal businesses. They don't buy at X and sell at Y and hope to win at the lowest price. They operate like cartels, where every big player quietly dominates their own region in India. There are 5 major players, and each one has its own territory. But wait, if they're competitors, why call them cartels? Because what decides who controls which region isn't marketing or quality. It's limestones. Limestone makes up 70 to 80% of cement raw material, and every limestone mine is auctioned by the government. So whichever company wins the mine sets up their plant right next to it, saving massively on logistic. The company now owns the price game in that region. They can sell cheaper, offer longer credit cycles, and completely undercut anyone trying to sell them from outside. And since every company has its own mines in different regions, everyone already knows one simple rule. Don't touch the other guy's turf. No one drops prices too much. No one invades the other person's zone. Together, they keep profits healthy and competition low. It's not an open market, it's a managed monopoly. In fact, in 2016, India's biggest cement companies were fined nearly 8,000 crores by the Competition Commission of India, also called as CCI, for fixing prices and coordinating supply. So cement companies aren't working on cost plus margin. Instead, they are working on coordinating plus understanding. And that's why the Indian cement industry is not run by the most efficient company, but by the smartest cartels. But here's the twist. The pollution old school industry is now having its own EV like green revolution. And that changes everything. But before we answer this, do like and subscribe the channel if you've learned something from the video. Now, the EV-like movement is happening for the cement industry, but quietly inside the factories themselves. Many plants are shifting to waste heat recovery systems, running on kilns on green hydrogen blends, and co-processing industrial and plastic waste instead of coal. They are earning through carbon credits, cutting power cost, and marketing it as a green cement. For the first time, cement companies aren't just selling bags, they are selling carbon efficiency, turning a polluting business into a profitable story, a lot like the EV boom. And all of it is being done not through subsidies, but through merit. By green energy being the most cost efficient than any other format. So the next time someone calls the cement industry boring, tell them to win here, you don't just need to run a factory. You need to lend like a bank, move like a logistic company, and sell each cement bags like an FMCG sachet. If that doesn't excite you, nothing will. This is No Noise, where we understand what really matters.